Yeah, I'm not gonna turn this into a soccer podcast, but if you think Ronaldo's better, I honestly think it's because you think he's hot. That's it. If we're being honest.
Hey, yo, what's good, Fin Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the number one show at FIU, FinTech. It's your boy Esteban Big Guapo Rodriguez.
I'm Alfredo, the leader of Two and On.
And it's your boy Ant. Oh, the truth. And the truth
The
is here.
truth, bro. And we're coming back from like the craziest weekend in all of sports. I mean, everywhere you turn on the channel, excitement was going on. Starting off, shout out Argentina winning the World Cup this weekend in a
Yep.
crazy match against France. Was insane, bro.
Shout out to the GOAT getting his hands on the World Cup trophy finally.
Bro, yeah, the debate is over. If y'all Ronaldo stand telling me Messi's better, I mean Messi's worse, then you're wrong, bro, because they don't got a World
Yeah.
Cup to show for it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna turn this into a soccer podcast, but if you think Ronaldo's better, I honestly think it's because you think he's hot. That's it. If we're being honest. But regardless, I just want to say they gotta stop putting the Dolphins on prime time, man. Because every time it happens, I go to sleep angry, and I'm tired of that, man. This needs to stop happening.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even just the Dolphins. I mean, the Colts coming fumbling the biggest bag in NFL history.
Yo,
Matt
I could
Ryan.
not believe that.
Matt Ryan on the losing sides of both the greatest comebacks
I'm back.
in
Yeah,
NFL history. Jesus, Tom Brady finally doesn't come back from a. He's the one on the losing side of a comeback of a 17
yeah.
point deficit. The Dallas Cowboys also fumbling in Jacksonville. The Dolphins
The
fumbling in a snow globe of Buffalo, huh?
and shout out the Lions too. One, 1-5 at the time that we played them.
Shout out the Lions, shout out the Raiders for
Yeah.
keeping playoff hopes alive for us, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh man, stuffing Mac Jones into the ground. Shout out the Patriots big time. I mean, not the Patriots, the
The
Raiders big time.
Raiders.
No, shout out Bill Belichick, bro. Let's see.
Yeah, shout out Mac Jones for being.
Shout out.
Sorry, my bad. I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if I can say that, but
Shout out Mac Jones for getting dribbled on the field. Oh man. But anyways,
but
bro. Next week it's Christmas time, baby. Huh?
yep,
Christmas in Miami. We're going to the beach. The Packers from a snowy city coming down to Miami to face the Miami Dolphins
yeah,
for the Christmas game. I don't know when the last time there was a Christmas game, but yeah, that's sure to be special. Open up presents. Hopefully wish for a Dolphins win for Christmas. That's all I want.
that's all I need, bro, and that's what the Dolphins need as well, man. I will say, I highly doubt it will snow in Miami. Let's just say that. I don't think the Dolphins are gonna see the same struggles they saw in playing in cold weather. Even though it's supposed to be cold, just want to put that out there. It's very almost positive it will not snow. And the Dolphins need this win, man. The Packers are actually playing right now against the Rams, two teams that have been struggling big time this season. So they have a shorter week than we do. We have more rest going back home. And the Dolphins, honestly, after that performance against the Bills, I think I got my confidence back in them. Even though we lost and we're on a 3 game losing streak, I think I got my confidence back in the team full time. So I'm definitely expecting a better performance and a win.
Yeah, for me, I think it's definitely a winnable game. It's just based on how the Dolphins have been playing that gives me some doubt. But like you said, they did play better in this game despite the loss. I think that the offense looked a lot better. Tua still didn't have one of his most accurate games, and a lot of it wasn't his fault. I don't know if you guys saw Tyreek tweeting out that he said he'll never have a bad game like that again.
Yeah,
I think that they just need everyone to click, and you'll see some of those performances like we saw earlier in the season. Right now, it's like the defense taking a turn, the offense, the running game, the passing game. Everyone's taking a turn. They just need the whole team to click, and I think
yeah,
they have a good chance to beat the Packers. The Dolphins are going to play a lot better at home. I think they're still technically undefeated with Tua at home. So it's still, I think that not only the weather, because I know that was like a big storyline this week, but I think just in general, being back at home, this was a tough 3 game road stretch. So being back at home in this nice, cool weather is going to fare well for the Dolphins. I think they're going to dominate the Packers and hopefully get back on the right track for these last 2 division games.
Yeah, I don't expect the Dolphins to, look like this for a long time. I think McDaniel has been good at adjusting. We're playing differently from the way that we played at the beginning of the season, for better or for worse. But, the guy's a rookie head coach. He's 38, so I'm sure we're gonna have to deal with the growing pains of not only that, but a young team all around. So making adjustments on the fly is something that's gonna have to happen. I think the Packers are a good opponent to do it against because, like, if I'm being honest, the Packers don't worry me at all anymore. Not in 2022, despite Aaron Rodgers being one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So yeah, I think it's good to be back home for the Dolphins, and to play a team like this. Just to, I guess, experiment a little more, figure the team out more, going into 2 tough division games to close the season out.
Yeah, for me, I think that since the Packers aren't the Titans, where it's going to be just walking all over them, but at the same time, they're not the Bills. So it's going to be a perfect, I guess, test of strength, just for the Dolphins to have not just someone that is going to fall down. The Packers are still in contention for the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make it, but they still have the off chance of getting in. So I think that it's going to be a competitive game just from that standpoint, but the Dolphins have all the talent in the world compared to the Packers, and they should be able to really, after I think like a while in the game, I think they'll be able to just kind of run away with it in this one.
I think
Hopefully,
this is
yeah.
going to be a game of just confidence. Believe we can do it. Don't forget about what's happened in the past. Trust that we have the guys to make it happen. And just if we mess up, don't worry about it. Don't let it spiral or snowball into something worse. So yeah, I mean, it's not this team isn't like a big scare, but they are scrappy. They are gonna pick up on opportunities that you give them. So the thing is to just limit those opportunities as much as we possibly can, or come back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you said, I mean, I think it's all about the Dolphins. I think our biggest issue over the last couple of weeks has been discipline. I think there's moments where with both sides of the ball, honestly, have lapses in concentration that cause these mistakes, like the drop passes and all that. Also, giving away a lot of penalties as of late, really killer ones. I know our defensive backs, we have injuries in the secondary, but like, those pass interferences were so preventable in my opinion. So it just needs to be more discipline and concentration overall from the team. And if that's what's gonna happen, I'm honestly okay. I'm confident for the next 3 games.
All right, so what are we
Yeah.
saying? How confident are we? What's the score we're gonna decide?
Um,
If you want me to start,
yeah, go ahead. The truth.
I think that the Dolphins are gonna win this one. The offense is gonna look a lot better. I think they'll win 34 to, I'll say 17.
Okay. Um, yeah, I don't know. I want to say the Dolphins are gonna dominate this one, but anytime I've showed any bit of confidence in the team, or an over amount of confidence, things go south. So I'm gonna say Dolphins 28, Packers. I'm gonna go 17, 28-17.
Mm. I think, or I'm hoping that the Dolphins defense really shuts Aaron Rodgers down. I mean, I just really want him to like give it to him, bro, right? So I'm gonna say this is gonna be a more defensive dominated game. Hopefully, I want my boy Xavier Howard to have his game, bro. I'm just waiting for that. I'm just waiting for that game, and this could be it. Um, a defensive dominated game for the Dolphins. I'm gonna say 24-14.
24.
Yeah,
Okay,
Rogers already has a pick today, so you never know how he's gonna look next week.
bro. X getting a pick on Christmas would be poetic, man. Waited all year for that, and it can only happen on the one day that you want something like this.
Oh, just some Christian Wilkins with an interception. Whoa, that would be crazy. On the line, bro. Dang.
Yeah, but no, I feel like the Dolphins. I'm being a little conservative in my pick, but in reality, I think it's gonna be closer to Anthony's score. I'm still sticking with mine though. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, I'm just sticking to averages. The average score of a football game is always in the 20s. So,
Yeah, true,
yo,
true.
if I'm gonna be statistical about it, huh? If I'm gonna be right, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
right.
Tua's
yeah.
gonna show out for Christmas.
They need to put it on, bro, because Miami no longer has a basketball team that plays on Christmas Day, so that's not a worry for us, man. I'm gonna have the whole city watching them, hopefully.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to the Heat, bro, for winning, bro, in Mexico City against the Spurs. What I want to talk about is the absolute beast that is Raheem Mostert and his
Oh yeah,
performance
yeah,
on. Yeah, it was just
yeah.
absolutely crazy. I said it in the last episode. If they want a chance at winning, they got to establish that run game because of the snow. It wasn't snowing at the beginning, but they still established it, and boy, was he
Yeah.
putting up numbers.
I will say though, I think the run game was so good that it's annoying that McDaniel didn't stick to it more often. Like there were times where we should have run, I feel, on a couple third and shorts that we went for passing plays instead. I feel like that was the part of the game that let me down and let the team down the most was McDaniel's play calling. I thought we should have stuck to it. Like Raheem Mostert, in the absence of Jeff Wilson, was absolutely balling. Not only that, but Savon Ahmed also stepped up. So I hate that we were such a pass-heavy offense, despite our running backs actually putting in work as of late.
I don't agree with that at all because it was the short and early. It was a short and there's a third and shorts plays that were the touchdown plays. I mean, they were third and six, third and three, and those were two touchdown passes from Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. I mean, yeah, were they risky? But they got us 14 points on the board and kept us in the game.
Yeah, but when Mostert's rolling the way he is, if it's anything under third and three, in my opinion, you gotta trust him and just live with it. You know what defense the Bills are gonna throw at you when you're going on passing plays like that. And especially if you're trying to throw a screen on those type of plays, like that's just asking to get picked off, in my opinion. And we're lucky it didn't happen, but I think I'd like to see McDaniel commit a little bit more to the run game, or at least have an even split instead of being so pass dependent. Despite how good our receivers are and how good Tua has been this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think that in this game, the run game was just more consistent than Tua and the receivers. So I think he should have kept with it. Like you said, Savannah Ahmed had a great game for coming in and not really playing much this year. And then next week, we'll probably have Jeff Wilson back. So hopefully, like you said, they'll stick to it a little longer next game. I think that unless it's getting stuffed early, there's no reason to go away from it because it's a good way to manage the clock as well as keep your defense off the field and extend drives. So I see no reason why in this game they got away from it, especially when they had a lead. Early in that fourth quarter, after the strip sack by Jalen Phillips, I think they could have just ran the ball, run it down their throat, and really like take away a lot of time, but they didn't.
Yeah, they had an amazing strategy going into this game, and it was just keep Josh Allen on the sidelines. They were running down the clock so much, and I was like, yeah, this is the way to do it. Like even if it is a boring game and you're not scoring, at least you're ahead, you know? And I don't know what happened in halftime, but they were getting a little bit too cocky. You're like, hey, yo, we could actually win this. Let's start giving two of the passes. And you know what? He didn't disappoint, or at least he didn't do as bad as these past two games, but he wasn't shining like he was in the earlier weeks, all right? Or even like right after his concussion. I mean, so like in that aspect of it, yes, I think Josh Allen did make a mistake in the play calling because if they would have played the same way they did in the first half, it would have never had to have laid up for that last field goal for the win.
Yeah, but and I agree with what you said that Tua wasn't shining like he has been the last for a big part of the season, but I don't see how people watch this game and blame him out of all the things that went wrong for us. Like I said, I think Mike McDaniel was like a huge letdown with how he coached this game. I think the receivers obviously let us down, and I never ever want to blame referees because I feel like despite however many mistakes the refs make, like teams have a chance to right those mistakes. But there were just some egregious pass interference calls that weren't made against the Dolphins that I feel like should have been made if the refs were going to be consistent with how they called pass interferences against the Bills. So it's just a couple things. All things considered, the Dolphins didn't play as great as we know them to, and they still only lost by 3 to Buffalo. So that's why I'm saying my confidence is pretty much restored in this team when it comes to competing against these teams and for the last 3 games of the season.
Yeah, I feel like this game honestly could have gone either way, and it is good to see because the last 2 games we've just been dominated, like from start to finish almost. So it was good to see that this game, like I said, like there was a few key plays that really ultimately decided the outcome, but it honestly could have gone either way. I thought after that Jalen Phillips strip sack that the Dolphins had it in the bag, so it was pretty deflating to see as a fan, but when you just take a step back and look at it for what it was, like this game, the Dolphins played a lot better than what they've shown. This is a good defense, a division rival, in a hostile environment. It was a bunch of factors in this game that could have led to another blowout for Miami, but luckily they showed that they had some fight, and they honestly, these next 3 games are very pivotal. I'm a little bit worried just because of the last few years that the last game of the season, something bad could happen. I'm not even going to speak it into the universe, but the way that things are looking right now, it's a little worrisome, but hopefully this will be a wake-up call for the team.
I mean, after this game, I think we were pretty solid. I mean, we could say that we're not owned by the Bills anymore. I mean, both games that we played have been, by 3 points? 3 or 4
2
points? I
less
mean,
than a field goal.
I mean, they're Super Bowl contenders, Super Bowl picks for most of the league right now. So the fact that we're able to do that, even coming off of a wonky 2 games, right? In a snowy game where we're not used to that environment, halfway through the game, it starts snowing. We're getting snowballs thrown at us. The crew's getting snowballs thrown at them. The officials are getting snowballs. If anything, what you said about the refs being on the Bill side or whatever, they should have gone for us. I mean, they were out there getting snowballs too. I mean, come on now. If you're gonna give everyone the advantage, give it us, man.
Yeah, when they told the fans to stop throwing the snowballs, it'd be a 15-yard penalty. I would have started pelting the Dolphins, man. Even with the Dolphins jersey on, I would have started bombing them inside there, bro. But
switch teams for a quick minute, bro. Put on the Josh Allen jersey and start chucking them.
Yep. But like you said, I feel like we showed that we're not owned by them anymore, which hasn't been the case. Like going into this year, we hadn't beat them since 2018. We beat them early this season, and we just played a great game and put up a lot of fight against them in Buffalo, which I think is a great test, and I think it's a huge learning experience for the team because if things go well over the last 3 games and if a couple other results go a certain way, we might see the Bills again in the wild card if we make the playoffs. And and we're gonna see them in Buffalo. So I think it's huge for the Dolphins to have gotten this experience because if we're back in Buffalo in what is it, like 3 weeks time or 4 weeks, the Dolphins need to be ready because the playoffs is another beast, and none of these players except for Tyreek Hill know what it's like. But I think that's gonna be it for this one, right? We all got our predictions in.
All right, bro.
We haven't. Oh, hold on. Before we go, read Anthony's articles. Shout out Jason Tatum and shout out the Switch the Field pod if you guys are into soccer.
Hey, wait, are y'all even still doing that? The World Cup has ended.
Yeah, we're doing the Premier League, man.
Hey, yo, they're doing the Premier League. That's gonna be an awkward. For Mbappe and Messi, that's gonna be an awkward reunion now at the PSG.
We're doing the Premier League, not the Champions League, but I feel you, bro.
I don't keep up with soccer. I've clocked in. I've clocked in for my soccer fandom. All right. I'll see you all in 4 years' time when it comes here to the United States, Canada, and Mexico. All right. That's when I'll be paying attention again.
All right, man. I will be paying attention every weekend though, so catch us on the other one.
All right, guys. Merry
So,
Christmas. We'll see y'all later. All right.
Thank you guys for
all right.
watching.
Peace.